Mike, an independent fighter out of Redmond, Oregon, a local here.
He has a record of 3-1. Quite a bit of experience nod on his opponent. He lists himself as a wrestler, and we've seen him in here before, Heather. He's a tough guy, big hands. He likes to throw down, and it's a perfect matchup for his opponent.
Next up, blue corner to the cage, please. Blue corner.
And he is a fan of Chael Sonnen. I mean, you gotta like the guy, you know. But anyway, he likes to do rear naked choke, and let's see if he pulls it off on his opponent. We have another Desert Dog on the card. Trent, we saw Colton Hardcore Howard not too long ago. I believe it was the end of September.
In his very first fight, he knocked off former 170-pound split decision champion Sean Johnson on the coast, and it was a fantastic slugfest, knockdown, drag-out fight. He came back here to Bend, and he had a newspaper article written about him.
He did.
He was here in the local paper. I don't know what it's called here in Bend, but I saw it online.
The Bend Bulletin.
Bend Bulletin. It was a good little read. But Colton Howard's undefeated at 1-0, but that one win is a big win for him. He did a very good job. He performed well. He loves the kickboxing. He loves the jiu-jitsu. He thanks JT Taylor for everything JT Taylor ever taught him.
All right, fight fans, fight number 6 being brought
And
to you
again,
by
he's a good
Visions
little soldier in General
Smoke Shop
JT Taylor's
and
army.
Prison Blues rugged outerwear available at Visions. This next matchup is in the 180-pound weight class. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. His fight record stands at 3 wins and only 1 loss. He is an independent fighter out of Redmond, Oregon. Ladies and gentlemen, Dirty Mike Gonzales. And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. His record stands at 1 win and no losses. Representing the Desert Dogs from Redmond, Oregon, Colton Hardcore Howard.
He looks like a baby,
He certainly does.
but he's hardcore.
Yes.
Center cage with referee Dave Hagan. Dirty Mike looks to have an inch or two on Colton Howard. Looks to have maybe a little bit more size on him.
As we said earlier, experience, and we'll see how that plays out. These are both hometown boys facing off here.
Here we go. Dirty Mike shoots in, body lock on Colton Howard. Howard has his arms in, defends well, over under now by Dirty Mike as Colton Howard's butt is in the cage in his own corner. Dirty Mike over under, tries for a body lock, not quite. He has an over under body lock, which isn't really effective, but it worked for him here. He goes down to side control of Colton Howard. Jumps to foam out on Colton Howard. This early in the round is not a good sign, Heather. Howard turns against the cage, moves his head off, doing a great job on posture.
We've seen a lot of first-round finishes already on this card. I'm wondering if this one's going to be another. Colton Howard is tough, though, and we're going to see how it plays out here.
Gonzales trying to get someone's mouthpiece just fell out. I believe it was a mouthpiece. Gonzales landing hard shots from mount. Colton Howard's got to do something. He's got to buck. He can't just sit here and defend like this. Howard just defending from the punches, covering his face. He's got to really buck those hips and get out of that mount. Gonzales landing big shots. Howard's got to move. Gonzales landing that right hand now, straight through the middle of the defenses of Colton Howard. Colton Howard tries to buck, not quite. Just not quite there. Gonzales riding him around. Colton Howard has those arms tied around to control the posture. Gonzales sits up now, starts landing shots.
Gonzales likes the rear naked choke. He might be looking for that here.
And Howard bellies out. He's not guarding from the legs. And Gonzales sinks in the legs. Gonzales is around that head of Howard. Howard has his chin under it. He can fight a little bit, but he still has those legs to deal with. From Gonzales, Dirty Mike. Howard now trying to extend the left arm of Dirty Mike, but Dirty Mike postures up. Big shot from Dirty Mike on top. Right hand lands straight to the right ear of Colton Howard. Now Dirty Mike's going under the arm and over. Colton's in a better spot than he was a minute ago mounted. But Dirty Mike's just sink that arm underneath his chin, and this could be it, Heather. 10 seconds left in this round. Let's see if he can fight it off.
Referee Dave Hagan watching very close. They don't call him hardcore for nothing. He's holding out.
Well, there we have it. I'll tell you what. Colton Howard got in trouble early in that round, and probably 20 seconds in, he was full mounted, and he held on. We might be looking at a turnaround here this second round. I wonder how good a shape, Gonzales came in here as an independent kid. You got to question their cardio a lot of times when it starts going into the second and third round. We could see quite a turnaround here this second round. What do you think?
What do you think with Colton Howard, being obviously on the receiving end of a lot of oh my goodness, what am I trying to say here?
Hey, like
a lot of work from Gonzales.
A lot, like we said before when we came in, he fought the champion of another league at 170
he
pounds.
Doesn't have a problem being the underdog.
And got beat up
right
at the start of that fight and came back and won it. I'm looking right now, and Gonzales is bent over in his corner. Colton Howard standing there like he just walked into the cage.
Yeah.
I think that we could see a little bit of reversal of roles here in this second round, Heather. At least Colton Howard better hope so.
Here we go.
Colton Howard now stepping in, takes center cage. Gonzales, big, heavy right hand, doesn't hit. Gonzales latches up again, over under. Colton Howard tries over under, comes around the backside of Gonzales, but Gonzales beats him up, has a hip up, and that's usually the guy that gets the posture. Colton Howard hips off to the side. Gonzales starts to square around, and he gets it. Gonzales now in Howard's guard. Colton Howard looking at his coach, Jason Geibels, giving him direction out of his corner. Colton Howard looks to have a straight arm bar there, Heather. Goes for an arm bar. Dirty Mike sees it and postures around just in time. We could have seen a finish to this fight.
We could have. Could have been quite the comeback.
Colton Howard is trapping that right arm again of Dirty Mike. Colton Howard trying to cut the angle to swing that left leg up and hook the head of Dirty Mike so he can cut the angle. Dirty Mike jumps over half guard. Not a good job for Howard. I'm sorry, a good spot for Howard.
No,
Howard,
this is not where he wants to be. He felt this all last round.
Dirty Mike trying to posture up. Colton Howard keeping hold of that right arm of Dirty Mike, trying to keep his posture down. Mike trying to fight it. Colton Howard, big reversal. Colton Howard now on the top side of Dirty Mike Gonzales, and he has the arm. Gonzales reverses it back around, but now he's in the guard of Colton Howard. Colton Howard trying to throw those legs up, and he almost got it, Heather.
It's been a very nice back and forth on this round, that's for sure.
I'll tell you what, Colton Howard hasn't taken the beating he took that first round, but I think he's definitely losing this round.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
Second call action from referee Dave Hagan, and Colton Howard has an arm triangle locked in now. That arm is in front of Dirty Mike, and he actually could finish this fight from this position.
Dirty Mike looks like he's trying to get out of that.
Colton Howard needs to cut a little bit more angle, and he could finish this fight from this spot. If Howard's arms were a little bit shorter, it would be much tighter. He has such a large wingspan. Short time in this round, 10 seconds
This
left.
could be a Saved by the Bell for Mike Gonzales now.
It could be, and you know what? The eyes of the judges, they could say, hey, Colton Howard had more finishing attempts. We're going to give the round to him. You never really know.
You're not supposed to leave it to the judges, Trent. Maybe we'll see something. I mean, at this point, like we said, it was a good back and forth round. What do you think JT Taylor's going to say to his student, Colton Howard?
Honestly, if Colton Howard controls the takedown right off the start, and I'm looking into the cage right now, I see Dirty Mike Gonzales bent over in his corner. Colton Howard standing up like he just walked into the cage again. Colton Howard needs to go out, shuck off that takedown, get position on Mike Gonzales, and finish the fight. He can't screw around anymore. General JT Taylor's telling him right now, you don't have time to waste on your back. You got to be going. And if you have an arm and you start to cut that angle, you better go 100% on it. You can't go 50% and let him square up to you. You got to finish it. You're down 1, maybe 2 rounds. You got to finish the move and end this fight. Gonzales, mouth open, breathing out of it. Looks a little bit tired. Colton Howard, ready to go. He could steal, he could snatch defeat out of the jaws of victory of Mike Gonzales. And here we go. Colton Howard takes center cage. Big overhand right, just misses.
Oh, looks like he got rocked there, Trent.
Gonzales, hard right hand. It hit Colton, but you know what? Colton's bouncing right back, moving very well. Gonzales slow on his feet right now.
Very slow. He looks very tired.
Colton Howard jumps in with the knee, gives him like a little jab that bounces off the head of Gonzales, and here we go. Colton's going to work. Colton now needs to get the takedown, or he needs to. I did not see that low blow, Heather. I saw the knee. I thought the knee came up into the solar plexus. I did not see it go to the groin, but Mike Gonzales tells a different story. And referee Dave Hagan says, get going, let's fight. Colton Howard stepping in, looks fresh. He's moving around well. Hard left hook from Colton Howard. Big sloppy right hand from Gonzales. Gonzales comes in, tries a body lock, but Colton Howard is taking it to him. Puts him on the cage.
I do believe Colton Howard was told to be aggressive because that's what we're seeing.
He is really getting
We're looking
after
like
it.
a first-round Colton Howard right now.
Colton Howard now looks to have a cut over his left eyebrow. Gonzales goes down. Colton Howard on top. Colton Howard trying to pass position, get inside. Gonzales pushes him off. Colton Howard kicking from top.
This is a good position for Colton in this round.
If I was Colton, I would just step back and say, get up. Gonzales looks like he's trying to run out the clock right now. And in my opinion, Colton Howard needs to finish this fight. Colton Howard jumps into the guard of Gonzales. Starts to pass, left side. Gonzales gets his guard back. Colton Howard landing big left-hand hammer fists. I don't know if winning this round is going to be enough, Heather. Colton Howard landing now big left hands. Colton Howard posturing up, landing leather through the defense of Gonzales.
We could see quite a comeback in the judges' eyes. You just never know, though.
Howard, hard left hammer fists. More hard. Gonzales trying to tie up the right arm of Howard, and Howard moves to side control. We are getting down in the late seconds of this third round. Howard comes to full mount and starts landing shots. Howard needs to finish this fight. Short time, 10 seconds. Can he do it? Gonzales rolled over, that's it!
That's it!
He has finished this fight. Referee Dave Hagan stepped in and put a stop to this fight with just seconds left in the third round, Heather. And on my sheets, Colton Howard was down 2 rounds to none.
Some fans happy, some fans not. Either way, a lot of people are happy that the Desert Dogs are taking home another win tonight.
Hey, Colton Howard came through big again.
He earned it. Let's see the replay on that track.
Brought to you by Vision Smoke Shop and Prison Blues Rugged Outerwear. Your winner by way of stoppage due to strikes at 2 minutes and 55 seconds of round number 3, representing the Desert Dogs, fighting out of the blue corner, Colton Hardcore Howard.
And if that isn't fight of the night, we are going to be some lucky, lucky people to see a fight better than that, Heather. That comeback is one for the books.
Well, and I believe we are going to intermission here, and then we're diving right into the title fights, Trent. That was a great way to end the regular bouts tonight. If you guys are watching online, what did you think of that? Voice your opinions online. This is just a great fight.
Hey, and if you're online, go to Budofights, look them up. Facebook, Budofights. Go to their website, favorite it in whatever browser you have. Make it one of your favorites.
We're here with our winner, Colton. Congratulations, what a tough fight. Struggling for the first 2 rounds and out of nowhere, coming in with the strikes. How you feeling, bud?
I'm feeling tired, but you know he's a great fighter. I've trained with him before. He put it all on the line. I put it all on the line. Better man won.
Second fight, second win, undefeated. What's next for you?
Whatever JT puts in front of me. And I'd like to take a shout out to Danger Dave. That fight was for you. Tap out cancer, baby.